Thank you, Cap. Extra penalty goes to the Royals in that post-whistle altercation. They've got Johnson and Fawcett. The Nailers got Durbin. Redding gets to pick which one to put on the board. They take Fawcett, the forward. As the Nailers will plug in their first AEP power play of the night, leading 1-0 with 1-0. Yeah, I look like 1-0. 3-1, a little bit off there, with about 7.5 left to go in the first period. Nailers will wind it up. Beliveau, the drop pass. DeRousseau gets the motor running. Far side entry. Adamo splashes it down the boards. Latteroot waits for the puck to arrive. Got it deep. Svejkovsky off the outside of the net. Adamo rings it around. DeRousseau fires over. Svejkovsky right side shot. Kick save. Juicy rebound. And DeRousseau fired it up over top of the net. Beliveau winding things up. DeRousseau, the entry. Adamo deep on the left side. Backs it up. Latteroot trying to crash the net. Got slashed. And the Nailers are going to get a minute 18 of 5-on-3.
Now this is huge here. I don't know if there's enough room in that penalty box there for the Reading Royals. Two already occupy it. Add another one, that one being Poliani. It's going to be interesting. Big 5-on-3 coming up here on this AEP power play.
Oh, big time. Chance for the Nailers to really put the foot on the throat here in the early going. As Poliani gets called for the slash at 13-16. As our first look at 5-on-3. We killed enough 5-on-3s on the road, my goodness. One-timer, Beliveau off the outside of the net. Put some mustard on that. Beliveau skates to the middle, up top. Left corner, Svejkovsky. Right corner, DeRousseau. Svejkovsky towards the left circle. Had Beliveau thinking one-timer. Svejkovsky runs the zone. Has it right side. DeRousseau, one-timer. Save Kuharski. Rebound is cleared down by Brubaker.
Hitting the net so far. That's a positive thing we've seen so far.
Yep, I like it. Beliveau starts up. 46 to go on the 5-on-3. Gains the blue line. Spins on Seller. Shuffles all the way in deep. DeRousseau looks to play the carom. Got it around. Svejkovsky, side of the net, tried to rip it quick up top, but getting a body on that, Kuharski. Beliveau to Nickel, right point. Bottom of the right circle, DeRousseau. Wheels his way up top to the middle, looking, feeding Beliveau, right side. Now a one-timer, Kuharski the save. Svejkovsky banging on the door. Adamo getting mugged from behind as the one-timer had come from Nickel. And we get the stoppage as Kuharski holds everybody out of the net.
I mean, that's one thing you like to see. Low shots coming, possible rebounds. Kuharski's able to keep this one out, but the idea is there. A great plan moving there forward.
19 more seconds on the 5-on-3. Minute and 1 of power play time total. We have 5:45 left to go in our first period. And the Nailers have a 3-1 lead over the Royals. Wheeling has possession once again. You don't typically see a team lose a draw 5-on-3. Oh, Nickel fumbled it. Cleared by the Royals. Bummer. Tendek, the quick pass. Svejkovsky makes the catch. Coming in left side. Has Buns trailing coming off the bench. Elects to go to Beliveau. First penalty is over. 5-on-4 for 40. Heads up, Belly. He's coming behind you. Got the pass off. Svejkovsky out to Buns, right point. Near circle. DeRousseau. Whoa, that thing goes flying into the stands. It's got to stay in, right?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it does. I mean, that's not the most ideal way you see how that get an offensive zone draw, but I guess you take it.
Let's see what happens. 5:15. It looks like they might be moving outside. Nope, they are. They're coming back in. Okay. It's where the puck goes out. Imagine that. Referee probably has to go over and explain that to for Reading head coach James Henry.
Well, they said it was tipped, too, so it wasn't like it was a clean over the glass. Even if it was, I don't...
Shoot it over the glass in the offensive zone. We see some wild things. Royals gain possession and clear. 5:06 to go in the first. 3-1, Wheeling in the lead on home ice. Jankowski to Lee with the tip pass. Rail handles coming in left side, breezing his way all the way deep. Gets crunched up against the end boards. Whacked that side of the net. Royals get the clear. as Tendek will go back and make the play. This will just about do it on the Poliani penalty. So the Nailers will be 0 for 2. The Royals are 1 for 2 thus far on power plays. Lee chugging his way ahead in, wrist shot right into the gut on Kuharski, who holds on.
Made that save look easy there. So I liked getting the shot, get some fresh bodies out there, get a normal unit out there as well.
They are taking the final media timeout in building. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. And one thing that we have certainly come to learn in these first few games is that it certainly doesn't look like the Reading Royals are going to be winning any shots on goal competitions here this season. What we've seen on Friday night, their game in Toledo, then last night, and obviously here tonight.
And you remember, this is a game where if you're the Nailers, you go, okay, the schedule did us a favor. I mean, they're playing a 3-3, the Nailers are not.
Yep.
So you take that advantage and you don't feel bad for anybody.
You are absolutely right. Great performance defensively by Wheeling last night, allowing just those 17 shots on goal, limiting the chances that the Royals had in the offensive end. And tonight so far, with 4:40 left in the first period, the Nailers have a 3-1 lead in goals and a 13-5 lead in the shots. For those of you tuned into today's broadcast, you can play along on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call the thing. You can send us a tweet at Deej_HockeyPXP and I_Basinger. Again, Isaac appreciates getting birthday messages today, so if you want to toss him any love on that, I'm sure he won't say no.
Even if I do say no, I can't stop him.
That's true. Nailers win the ozone draw. Peppered low by Drake around the back wall. Koopman for Nickel. Oh, we like one, but we like two better. But unfortunately, rocketed that one high and to the left. Nickel feeds in his own end. Koopman turns ahead. Pade boots it in deep, going on the attack against Wilson. They crash into the end boards. Thought last night's game was played very well and also called very well. We only had 3 power plays aside. We got a lot of good hockey to see. Brown trying to shake and bake his way around against Nickel. He was one of their goal scorers the night ago. Brown feeding far side. It takes a hop, skip, and a jump on Wilson as it comes near the near side boards. Brubaker blown up. Boy, Nickel can throw the body around, eh?
Yes, he can.
Koopman.
He's a big frame.
Nailers can't get in. Brubaker swipes the backhand deep. Nickel using that long reach to poke the puck around Mungo up against the end boards. Got it as far as center. Royals reset it in their own end, and it's Peters on the far side, whipping in from the center red as it cracks off back glass. Nickel again throwing the body around, this time on Mason McCarty. Nailers try and fling it through neutral ice. Latteroot and Hamiluk looking to get pokes at it. Nardi getting in. Nailers defended away, and speeding up is Lee. Coming in left side, tries to send it towards the goal, leading Hamiluk in. Hamiluk behind the net has Lee on the doorstep, took a whack at it. Latteroot feeds it all the way out to Rail at the right point. One of his former college teammates, now a pro teammate. Oh, a little too much skip on the pass by Lee to Rail, but the Nailers have plenty of depth there back in center ice as Durbin was there to recover. Royals try and come back in. There's a loose stick on the play as Durbin lost his. Was it his fault or was it a Royal that acted out? It looks like it's going to be a Nailer penalty.
Yeah, and this one looks like it's going to be Louis Rail going to the box.
Slash.
Indeed it was.
Okay. 17:02 is the slashing minor on Louis Rail. And the Nailers go to a project best penalty kill for the 3rd time tonight.
Another big opportunity here. You want to keep this lead at 2 here in the final 2:58.
5 power plays in the first period after 6 last night. Are we seeing the Sunday legs participate at all, do you think?
I think so, and I think someone has to deal with that. The referees know that when there's a sellout crowd, they don't want to be there to see them.
They should also know that on a Sunday, we want to get out of here.
Yeah, no one wants to see them ever. So that's
Brubaker to the near side circle for Chizowski. Nailers on the project best penalty kill. Royals are 1 for 2. Here's their goal scorer, Chizowski. Has along the left wing half wall. Feeds up top, Brubaker. Return feed, Chizowski. Stepping up towards the left circle. Goes to the corner, Poliani. Rolling his way to the circles. Now at the left point, Poliani. Sending it low. Chizowski had to play the carom. Darted it over. Brubaker at the right point. Down to Brown. Top of the right circle. Feeds goal line. Seller looking across for the bank. Nailers got in the way, and luckily it took a right turn wide of the goal. Chizowski, they slap around. Frasca with the intercept. It's a short-handed break. Here's Frasca in alone. He scores! Jordan Frasca, the short-handed breakaway goal, blows it past Kuharski on the stick side, and the Nailers have a 4-goal first period and are up 4-1 with 1:54 to go.
Jordan Frasca absolutely reads the play, comes in, tips it, goes all the way down, and as you said, just rifles it past the Reading goaltender.
Jordan Frasca had 7 goals and 12 points in 36 games with Wheeling last year. He has 2 goals and 7 points in 4 games and 1 period to start this season. He is a different hockey player here this year.
The mentality's been great, too.
Oh, my goodness.
It's exactly what you want to see.
You love it. Heights at the center point to Butcher, who caresses the way across the blue line. Near side pass. Nardi hands off Butcher towards the slot. Shot save made by Tendek on Fawcett's opportunity. Butcher looking deep. Mongo tries to slither it through the slot. Nickel throws the body behind the goal. Adamo ready to exit, or make that rail, ready to exit the penalty box. And the Nailers get the kill plus. Kuharski feeds behind the goal. Butcher slams up far side. Drake bodied into there by Willette. Royals screech it down, and this will go for icing with 40.2 left to go in the first. 4-1 Nailers. Yeehaw!
And the thing that's going to be interesting to look is what is the response going to be for this Reading team? Because you're down 4-1, you're in the back end of a 3-3, and you've lost the 2 games in front of you.
Yeah, it's going to be very curious.
Do they change the goaltender? I was looking over to see if that would be the case.
You know what? It's an idea. I mean, the Cranley kid I thought was really good last night. And shot this one goes wide off the end boards, and Kuharski has to play the rebound. I've had my questions on Kuharski in this first period. I mean, we talked about the rebound that he gave up on that second goal to create the thing was just, awful. But at the same time, the Nailers are flat out bringing it. They're out shooting them by 8. That was a breakaway that they just scored on. So
I think you look at it, you look at Cranley here. You said that was the first game of the season he played yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know if they want to put him out there for a second one right away.
It's an interesting thought. Kuharski's probably like, hey, maybe I could play in one of the games like last night where it's tight, low scoring, because he played that 7-6 game last Sunday against Trois-Rivières. I feel like Sunday it's one way or the other. It's either just a offensive fest or what we used to see with Kalamazoo last year where it was just snooze city. This one goes out of play. Are we going to delay a game on the Royals?
Yep, yes they are.
Boy, they just don't help their cause, do they?
No. This one's former Nailer Dylan Peters will go to the box.
Oh, my goodness gracious. 1928. Delay of game on Dylan Peters. So third power play brought to you by AEP. Nailers already up 4-1. They've had a 5-goal period already this year, as they had 5 in the third against Kalamazoo last Friday. What have you learned in the first 4+ games? They can score. Beliveau chopped out by Poliani. Goes all the way down as Tendek will wrest it aside. Beliveau takes there. 11 seconds to make more magic happen. DeRousseau through the center circle. Latterroot, right side, down for DeRousseau. Little backhander towards the net. That one lands in the far side corner, but we'll take that. 4-1 Wheeling after 1.
I thought we were going to be in for a little bit of a game after the Chizowski power play goal early.
Yeah.
Okay, they're going to give a good push. Well, apparently I was wrong.
That was, yeah.
It was an unbelievable period, and you know what? We get to see our favorite thing ever, carryover power play times. Those always work perfect.
Yes, that was For a little bit, it was close, but the Nailers quickly, like from the 9:35 mark on, just took full control of the back part of that period, scored 3 straight to go up on the Royals 4-1 through one period of play here tonight. As we will wait for one of the players to get situated in the interview room down on ice level after a sensational first period here by the Nailers this afternoon, looking to make it back-to-back wins to open up the home season and start the year going 4 out of 5. Boy, it definitely feels a lot different. We talked about it last year where stubbed a toe out of the gate, 0-3, but now completely different ball game.
Timo Nickel is standing by with DJ Absella.
All right, thanks so much, Cole. We got to wait for the introduction to get us the video ready to go. And here we are. We've got Timo Nickel down on ice level after the Nailers' 4-1 first period lead over the Reading Royals. And Timo, a special moment for you during that first period. Your first pro goal, how special was that? What was your reaction when you saw it go in?
I didn't really know I went in at first, but after seeing my boys coming back to me and celebrating with me, it was a special moment.
That first period was all you guys, especially in the second half of it as you really start to exploit them, put some goals on the board. What do you like that the team's doing well in that first period?
We created a lot of offense, but the most important thing is helping Tandy in the defensive zone, getting out of there as fast as possible, making great breakouts, and get the puck to the offensive zone. You're
3 weeks into your North American professional playing career. What do you like about playing here on North American ice?
Oh, I like the small ice. It's faster. I would say I'm a pretty physical guy, so I like playing physical, as you guys can see out there. It's fun being out there and having fun with the boys.
You've got the 4-1 lead. What's going to be the biggest key for you guys to maintain it and continue to carry this game in the second period?
Like I said, playing solid in the D zone and then create offense.
Very good, Timo. Congrats on pro goal number 1. Go get some more out there.
Thank you.
Timo Nickel with his first professional goal here tonight. Part of that 4-goal first period for the Nailers as they lead the Reading Royals by a score of 4-1. Isaac and I will begin a National Equipment Intermission Report. We got a lot of goals to talk about, my friend.
Yes, we do.
And we'll have a lot more, as well as the Cedric DeRousseau interview on the Nailers Broadcast Network, presented by Main Street Bank. Four games in a period in. We already have a 5-goal period. We already have a 4-goal period this year. Isaac, this team has some real offensive ability.
And it's really nice to see, knowing they can get almost get yourself out of any hole when it comes to it. But we like leads more than anything else.
Absolutely. Let's look back as we open up our National Equipment Intermission Report with our first period stats and scoring summary. And this team, Mitch Giguere talks about it in his pregame interviews, loves to come out and just set the tone right away. We saw it in Cincinnati. We saw it in Kalamazoo. A minute and 37 seconds in tonight. Timo Nickel gives it 1-0.
Yeah, just fires a wrist shot as it came through. As he said, he just fired it, didn't know it even went in at first, and then saw his teammates coming right after him. A great shot there by Timo.
Interesting location on it as he was going to the bottom right portion of the net. So Kuharski, probably the best scenario would have been to stick a leg pat at that. Instead, tries to use his stick reaching across his body. I don't know if he was maybe trying to tip it up into the back netting, but he ends up tipping it behind himself and into his net, and we'll take that.
You know what you say? You do not question your enemies when they're making mistakes.
No.
So no questions there.
And Timo Nickel says, thank you. Pro goal number 1 for Timo. The assists go to Hamiluk and Latterroot at 1:37. Makes it 1-0 for the Nailers. We saw a lot of penalties in the first period. That's how Reading gets on the board.
Yes, and I mean, it's the guy who we've highlighted. I don't know if we could put him in bold or whatever, but Szozowski is able to take the one-timer from at the top towards the blue line, is able to pound it home.
6 of Reading's 21 goals now this year have come on the power play, just under a third, but Szozowski, he is involved on everything the Royals do. Mentioned 11 out of the 21 goals, he's had at least 1 point, well, at least 1 point on. You can only get 1 point per goal, but he's gotten one of them. He gets his 8th goal of this season, though, a big point drive from the middle, goes all the way through. He gets his 8th of the year. The assists go to Poliani and Brown at 3:17 to make it a 1-1 score. Nailers, though, they took full control starting at the 9:35 mark of period 1.
In a head-scratching way, how the Nailers got this play started. It's just the puck flipped in, it comes out right to Matthew Corsia, who's able to send it back to DeRousseau. Looked like he could have shot it, kicks it over to Svejkovsky, who's able to put it up top.
I think it was Nickel with the center ice toss in. Kuharski just boots it into the far circle. Sitting there. Corsia pounces on it. Isaac gave you the rest of the equation, and Svejkovsky gets his 3rd. The assists go to DeRousseau and Corsia at 9:35 to make it 2-1 for the Nailers. And boy, you follow that up with a great extra shift. A minute and 6 seconds later, it becomes 3-1.
Yeah, puck was loose around the net. Hamiluk is the one that starts the play. Eventually, Buns has it. Then it's just floating in the back, and Jordan Frasca is able to tap it in and catch in with the goal.
Back-to-back night, Davis Buns throws the puck on goal. Maybe not the most elegant of fashions, but tries to get it there, see what can happen, and it creates mad chaos. And Jordan Frasca gets his nose right in there inside the crease and taps in the goal. His first from Buns and Hamiluk at 10:41 to make it 3-1, and then Frasca with an A+ read shorthanded.
Yes, you can tell that there's a little bit of momentum going there for Reading, too, on that power play. Good, crisp passing, but eventually it comes predictable. Frasca pokes it away, comes down short-handed on the breakaway, and is able to put it in the back of the net.
No thinking either. Comes in, rips it. Boom. Quick. Love that. Second of the game, second of the year for Frasca. Unassisted, 18:06, 4-1. Nailers in the lead. Power plays, Wheeling 0 for 2 with $1.29 of carryover on their 3rd. Royals 1 for 3. Shots 14-6 Wheeling. Cedric DeRousseau chats with me next on the National Equipment Intermission Report on the Nailers Broadcast Network, presented by Main Street Bank. Welcome back to our National Equipment Intermission Report. It's time for tonight's player profile. And last month, the Nailers were awarded with an ECHL Player of the Month. It was forward Cedric Desrousseaux. And Des, first off, before we talk about your accolades, last night you and I were just talking on our way up the stairs here. What an atmosphere. What was that like to be part of on the ice?
That was pretty crazy. That was fun. The home opener, everyone was excited. And not only the players, but we saw like the fans were really excited to see us back at the Banco. And it felt really good, and especially with the win, that was a fun night for everyone.
You guys have gotten off to a real nice start as a team. You've won 3 of your first 4 games. There's a lot of familiar faces from last year. New players are starting to gel in perfectly. What's it like going through these first 4 games?
It's fun to see already some chemistry. I think we have lots of guys from last year. Some guys that just ended up here like the last part of the season, but they're already having a big role and they're doing really good. So I feel like we have a good team, good chemistry, good atmosphere. Everyone is there and everyone wants to win, so that's really cool.
A very good start to the season for you on an individual standpoint. 3 straight multi-point games. What have you felt as you've started now? This is your 3rd pro year. You've been in this league. What are you noticing yourself different from year 1 to year 3?
I think I know what to expect. I mean, that's my 3rd year, and every single year I want to get better. I always take my summer really seriously. And with the good team that we have, I was like, I want to ride the boat. I want to be the guy that leads the team. And we also have good players around. Like everyone can contribute, and I feel like it's more of a team. Like our record says it, 3 wins, 1 loss. It's like when the team does well, the player does well too. So I'm pretty excited for the year.
Do you see yourself being more patient now as opposed to maybe at the beginning of your career? I feel like sometimes rookies will come out, they want to force everything, they want to react so quickly, and maybe you have that extra half second to think a little more?
Yeah, I feel like I'm really comfortable out there. I have the support of the teammates, the coaching staff too. So I feel like I can be the player I am. Like I don't need to rush my things. I can do the stuff I'm used to. So I'm really comfortable right now, and I feel like the confidence is a huge part, and I have it right now, so I just try to keep it and do things that brought me here.
Let's talk about some of your line mates that you've played with earlier this season. Justin Adamo, you're very familiar with him from last year. Lucas Smekovsky is another one of your line mates. What do those two do to help you, and what do you do that you help elevate their games?
I think Adamo, I played with him last year, so I know what to expect from him. And he's still a big boy like he was last year. He can do the things I don't do, so that's pretty nice for me as a small player. And I feel we have good chemistry. He can pass the puck, he can score, I can do both. And now with Svesh, I was pretty excited to see what he would bring. He's a forward with a lot of speed, energy, stuff like that. And I think it's a good trio because the 3 guys can bring some different things, and we're just building good chemistry, and it's fun to grow.
A couple of your goals have also been assisted by Jordan Frasca, and one of them I want to touch on especially, Kalamazoo. Both of you guys are in the penalty box. Both of your penalties expire. Ends up being a 2-on-1 that you score on. What was it like seeing that develop? I bet that was the farthest thing from your imagination when you guys were in the box.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy because at first I didn't realize I was just 2 seconds after him. So when he went for Biwi, I was just happy for him for the Biwi. And the guy in the box was like, "You gotta go too." I was like, "Whoa, okay, let's go." So the 2-on-0 kind of surprised me, but it was really fun because back in the days, most of my coaches were sending me in the box when we had too many guys, stuff like that. But it never turned out in a B-way, and we had a double B-way, I guess, a 2-on-0, so that was pretty crazy. And just to score, that was funny. That was fun.
What do you like about this team so far? What do you see as some of the strengths in the early part of the season?
I mean, we have a really good conditioning team. Like we skate fast. We got some fresh legs. I think we play with a high pace. We got some good offensive touch, but also on the back end we're really strong. So I guess we have a mix of everything. Even in the nets we're really good. Like I feel like everywhere we have good players. So that's what is exciting for that year.
I know you probably want to play a ton of games, and those will certainly come, but has it been good these first couple of weeks to get a lot of practices under your belt? That way you can really start to master the systems and know exactly what you want to do?
Yeah, it's fun to have. I mean, the past 2 weeks were like full weeks of practice. That is pretty fun to have because when the season starts, we don't practice that much. So right now it's perfect just to start the year with a good foundation, a good base, and like for the new players too, just to get the system in. It's really useful, and I think we just saw it with the first 4 games.
What are you looking at today as we play the second of back-to-back games? You just saw Reading last night. Obviously, this is your first turnaround from a night game into a day game. What are you looking at today?
I think we got to come up really strong. They're on a 3-on-3, so we got to take advantage of that, and they are on the road too. So I think guys are going to be ready after that big win yesterday. We just need to build on that. That's going to be hard for them tonight in our rink again.
I got a note for you. Team has been around for 32 seasons, okay? You are the 6th player ever in team history to win ECHL Player of the Month. What do you think of that?
Well, that is pretty cool. I love that.
Well, congratulations on an outstanding start to the year, Des. Keep it up out there. Love watching you perform at your highest.
Thank you very much, Deej.
Cedric DeRusso, the ECHL Player of the Month for October, our guest on tonight's National Equipment Intermission Report, which continues next on the Nailers Broadcast Network, presented by Main Street Bank. Nailers have 1:25 of power play action as we begin the second. Wheeling going from right to left, Redding from left to right. Flip-flop those directions if you're watching along on FloHockey today. Brubaker careens all the way down as Tendek sets it aside. Goaltending change for the Royals. Kuharski pulled 4 on 14. So for the second night in a row, we will see Will Cranley. He was 28 out of 31 in his ECHL debut and second pro game a night ago. Nailers play at the line. Nickel to a wide open Jankowski. Right circle wrist shot. Welcome to the game. And Cranley may have gotten a piece as it went up over top of the net. Lee from along the goal line. Left side drag move. And Cranley makes the save. He was huge at the early part of the second period last night. And he has gotten put right inside the popcorn maker here today. Jankowski to Frasca. Right circle looking. Natural hat trick. Jordan Frasca with the natural hat trick as he scores along the ice from the right circle at the 56-second mark of the second. An even strength goal, a shorthanded goal, and a power play goal. He's 3/5 of the way to Mario.
Oh, boy. And what did we say about the carryover power play time? It almost works all the time, are we right, Deej? He's able to come in and a couple of great shots before that, but Jordan Frasca absolutely buries it.
Wow. Jordan Frasca, have yourself a day, my man. As the crew comes out and picks up the hats. 3 straight for Jordan Frasca.
Oh, you said he was due.
We'll take that all day long. All-time hat trick number 122 for the Nailers, first since Brooklyn Kalmakov in March, and first natural since March of 22 when Patrick Watling scored 3 in a row. Puck rolls in on Cranley, who covers up. Wow. And listen to the crowd. They know the moment. Look at that smile. You can even see it through the cage.
And you can tell that he's been waiting for this one.
And getting the taps on the shin pads from Felix Pare to his side there. Sveikovsky, dipsy doodle move, took a shot, had it blocked, as this one is swept down the end boards. Adamo, far side corner, up to the point. Nope, just out of Buns' reach. All the way down as Tendek glides it over for Drake. Hard pass looking for Adamo. Sveikovsky, far side, has this one tumble towards the slot, and it's picked up there by the Royals. Brown over for Height, over center red, and angled in deep. So the Nailers get a power play goal. That is now 7 of those in 5 games to start this season. As the Royals regroup it. Whoop. Height and Johnson. Johnson let it go, so Height will take it himself. Far side, Brown with the tip in is Rail. Wheels back to retrieve. Steers back behind the net for David Drake. Told you last night, the former Royal, he's only been a teammate of Mike Chen on their current roster. Dump in from center, and Reading will not be permitted to make the change as it stopped with 2:05 gone in the second.
That was a tip that was beyond the red, as you mentioned, and it kind of just trickled in, and surprised you didn't see Cranley try to at least play it to keep the play moving for his team.
5-1, Nailers in the lead in home game number 2 of our season. 3 more of them next week. Frosty Friday on Friday night. You get a chance to see former Eastern Conference champion captain Shane Baker. Saturday is Military Appreciation Night. Discounted military tickets. There will be free fountain beverages for our military. Just bring your ID. We'll also have specialty jerseys, the Oath of Enlistment as well. And then on Sunday, another screen time Sunday. Somebody gets a television. Wouldn't it be cool if you won that for your birthday today?
I would just take a Sunday.
Okay. A $2 kids Sunday at the Grandview Park stand. I like it on a Sunday. And post-game skate next week will be the even-numbered players. Corsia near side in a battle. Trying to fight through was McCarty. Q is one of many players who have points tonight. I know Frasca's get the hat trick, but I'll tell you what, the assists are getting sprinkled throughout the lineup. Some sprinkles for your Sunday. Brubaker, right side. This one tipped up into the air, and Tendek snags it out of the air.
Yeah, Tendek right there didn't feel comfortable with that puck just floating in the air. I mean, it would have landed short of the crease, but just better for him to go out there and get it.
Dalen Hamiluk has a couple of assists today. Tanner Latterroot, Cedric DeRousseau, Matt Corsia, Davis Buns, David Jankowski, and Jarrett Lee all have helpers on the afternoon.
And we're not even halfway through the contest yet.
Yes. And Nickel and Sveikovsky complimenting Frasca's 3 in the goal column. Royals tip it low. Trying to get a swing on that was Willette, as it's forced out to neutral ice by Jankowski. Looking to stiff arm Wilson. Got it free. Lee, the drop pass. Koopman fan. But there's Nickel with the wrist shot, and that got blocked. Faking the big back scratcher. Beliveau. Jankowski got spilled. Beliveau has the near side corner. Koopman directs around. Beliveau near side. Takes the shoulder from Poliani. Koopman tried to drag it through legs. Jankowski looking far side. Nickel to return feed. Jankowski up top for Lee across the blue line. Beliveau left circle wrist shot blocked away. Cranley got a piece. Behind the net. Koopman traveling up top. The give is to Lee. Back down the right side boards. Takes a bump from Brubaker. Fawcett takes there as he gets the motor running. Kicked far side by Willette. That'll roll right to the side of the net and dished off the wall by Tendek. Lee grabs, hits off of a skate, ticks into the near side corner. Nickel is first one on it there. By the way, Fawcett, just the stature of him and the right-handed shot, definitely giving me some Max Newton flashbacks of last year.
Oh, those are some scary flashbacks.
That is true. Latterroot coming around the end boards on the far side. That's why I always like if they have someone who's been there for a bit, change numbers, new guy gets it. Maybe they can shoot the other way. It makes my life a little easier. Hoffman looking middle. Hoffman had a number switch this year. He was in the 30s last year. I want to say 39, now 9. for the Royals in the purple and orange. Frasca has 3. Can he get 4? Gives to Latterroot. Wrist shot. Blocker save. Score! Dylan Hamillock gets his first goal as a Wheeling Nailer as he crashes in. And I think they're going to take a look at this one just to see what it went off of on Dylan before it went in off of the Tanner Latterroot initial shot. For now, it's 6-1. Will it stay 6-1? We'll find out as 4:37 has been played in the second.
I feel like it will. I didn't see any punching motion or any way of him forcing it into the net. I think he just crashed in the net. The puck went off his arm and in. I think it should count, but, I mean, Jordan Frasca carries a puck down the middle of the ice. You gotta collapse on him, you'd think. And they do. And then you get it to Latterroot, put the solid shot on him. The rebound was there, but good things happen when you go to the front of the nets.
If it stands, Frasca will have a 4-point day. Hamillock will have a 3-point day. Latterroot will have a 2-point day. You don't like to say it 24 minutes and 37 seconds in, but if it does indeed stand, boy, this thing's turning into point night real quick.
Yes, I mean, it already is so far.
Yeah. We got the tablet out, and the fans you can see on the video board, for those of you watching on FloHockey, they are pointing towards the goal for a good goal. That's our good friend, season member Dean Doherty. He's been here for a long time. Great supporter of Nailers hockey. Great to see all of our wonderful season ticket holders on Wednesday night at the Highland Sports Complex for our Meet the Team party.
It was a nice little get together. I beat Deej in 3-2 in the series of playing arcade games.
And the goal will stand. Yes, sir. So Dylan Hamillock does get his first goal as an Nailer. It'll be Latterroot and Frasca on the Apples. And we've picked a bunch of trees here. 6-1 is the score.
Besides the Frasca shorthanded one, 2 assists on every single goal.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Johnston over the center red, whipped in, blockered by Tendek. Somebody's getting a souvenir. As that went flying near side, almost to the West Banco community section, which today is being occupied by Ohio Valley Young Lives. Great local organization.
They might have gotten that puck. That went pretty high. That almost went to the top of the 200 section.
Yes. West Banco has purchased 50 community tickets for every home game this season, and we get to select various organizations to have them attend a game that maybe wouldn't get a chance to. NAMI of Greater Wheeling was here on Saturday night. David Drake loses the glove, but still makes the play on the puck. DeRousseau to the front of the net for Sveikovsky, and Cranley had to be ready for a save. We have a few games still open. If you'd like to have an organization participate in the West Banco Community Program, just send an email to pr@wheelingnailers.com. DeRousseau, whoop. That's one way to make a pass. Gives to Buns. This one elevates over rail, near side, as Brown tried to check it back in for the Royals. Brown, right side, through the low slot, gives over, and Butcher couldn't get the one-timer out. He wanted to catch and shoot. Back the other way comes Frasca, Mr. Red Hot right now, 3 goals and an assist. Frasca turning out of the right side corner, feeds all the way up top, took a hop, skip, and a jump on Dervin as he goes back to retrieve. Isaac, the biggest key right now is continuing to practice good habits, because it's so easy to look at the scoreboard and go, 6-1, life is good, I want some points. But especially with a really good Idaho team coming in next weekend, it's still imperative to keep focused.
Yes, and it's gonna be difficult. It is, because you had sellout crowd last night. You got a big time 1-goal win. Now you're putting it to Reading. You want to continue that here. I'm not saying you run it up, but they're professionals. Run it up. I don't care. But you have to maintain concentration.
Dervin, a backhander around the far side boards rail, has a kick in the far circle. Pare has a rip score wide by the Royals. Comes around the near side board. Seller Far side, Brown at the circle, poked at by Rail. Brown winding high in the zone, touches near side along the end boards. It's Seller up against the end wall. They try and jam in. Side of the net, Rail banks it. Dervin as they give chase on the far side. Brown has Butcher up to Wilson, steps up left circle, far side, Butcher missed wide. Brubaker rebound, and it's Seller who's able to find the loose puck in the crease, chip it up and under the crossbar, and the Royals make it a 6-2 game with 6:44 gone by in the second period.
Yeah, right there, unfortunate, as Tendek was on the other side of his cage, had to try to slide back as just an off-angle shot comes in. The rebound sits right in front, and Seller's able to put it up top.
A loose puck, and Seller is able to pounce on it. Brubaker and Butcher get the assists on that goal, which comes at 6:44, and the Nailers have a 6-2 lead now as the puck gets tipped around the end boards. Beliveau along the end wall. Koopman tied up near boards. Scrumming two aside. Chizowski turns, cycles deep. Nickel around the back wall as Jankowski's in the neighborhood. Lee up against the end boards, tucks near side. Koopman turns with a backhander, booted around in center by Jankowski. It's Beliveau to take over, snap this one as it's pounded around in the center circle. Jankowski and Nickel looked like it hit off a glove, but we continue playing on. Cranley wings this one around the back of the net. Nickel at the right point, down to the far circle. Koopman has it deflect back. Beliveau steps up, left circle, gives into the corner. Riding this is Svikovsky looking across the way, and Mongo got in the way. Far side, Mongo turns on the engine, comes in, left side, wrist shot, missed wide to the right. Comes bouncing around to the near boards. Mongo looking behind the goal. Adamo puts the body into him. Beliveau up for Svikovsky. At the right point, it's Peters down to Nardi. Turnaround shot, score. Wow, Reading wants to be part of this party too. And it's Joseph Nardi with the quick spin around shot from the right side of the slot. And he blazes it in to make it a 6-3 game as we've played 8:08 in our second period.
Yeah, Nailers aren't able to get it out of the zone there. It gets punched down in front. Nardi, we saw what he could do last year with Toledo. He gets that turnaround shot and was able to just blow it past Tendek.
Who knew the 2 goals to start this period would suddenly loom so largely? Wow. 6-3 now, Nailers in the lead. Dumped by the Royals, but Seller gets there ahead of Buns as they tie up in the far side corner. Comes around the near boards. Peters, shouldered into by his former teammate David Drake. Adamo pitches ahead. DeRousseau, middle of the ice. Svikovsky coming right down Broadway. Kicks the Buns. On goal. Save made by Cranley. Back the other way comes Seller. Good reach on the defensive play by Svikovsky. Hops DeRousseau into the far side corner. Peters takes the shoulder from DeRousseau. Wound up the far side wall. Seller chopping at it there with Buns as Johnson resets behind the Reading cage. Near side play, we've played 8:55 in our second period, and we've seen 9 pucks go into the net so far this afternoon. 6 of them for the Nailers, 3 of them for the Royals. Seller from center, cranks all the way in deep, comes to the near side boards. Drake throwing a body up against Willette, sprinkled behind the net. Buns shifts up, far side, Latteroot looking middle, getting a piece of it, Frasca on to Hamillook. He takes the body in front of the Wheeling bench. Ooh, just out of Latteroot's reach. Brubaker snaps ahead, far side into Wheeling territory. Buns, first one on it, anchors around for Drake, has this one flop off a body, stolen by McCarty, deep for Nardi, looking across the way, playing the carom off. The dasher was Brubaker, tried to centering pass. Buns gets the stick on that. Wilson keeps play alive. Slap shot coming from Nardi, flew up over top of the goal. Media timeout's not going to be the worst place to get to for the Nailers right now.
I just want a little bit of a reset.
Buns airs this one out to neutral ice. Wilson waits for it to arrive as he had Hamillook chomping down his neck. Near side play. Nardi has it go middle. Latteroot with the pickoff. Waits calmly and makes the play out to neutral ice. Dumped in. Far side by Height. Tendek sticks it aside behind his goal. Drake takes the air, wired up. Pare gets around one, but Chizowski makes the steal. Always dangerous, coming in, left side shot, and that one is juggled into the glove by Tendek.
As you said, this media timeout couldn't come at a better time for this Nailers squad.
9:41 left in the second. 6-3 Nailers on the Nailers Broadcast Network, presented by Main Street Bank. Thank you, Q. We have 9:41 to go in our second period. What a game in downtown Wheeling today. The Nailers have a 6-3 lead over the Reading Royals. Jordan Frasca with his first professional hat trick for the Nailers, complimented by Timo Nickel, Lucas Fejkovsky, and Dylan Hamiluk. Big check in front of the benches by Reading forward Devin Poliani. He's their penalty minute leader on the year. Still no fights through 4 games and a period and a half for the Nailers this year. Corsia spilled near side. Chizowski takes over. The soft leave goes for Chen. Gets around one, trying to bump his way deep, and then run out of real estate there by Nailer D-man Louis Rail. Near side boards. Chizowski trying to slip through. DeRousseau poking at it, and it goes back in neutral ice. Chen gathers up in his own end. Watched there by Q. First point of the season for Matthew Corsia. And, nearly picked off there. Goes into neutral ice. Seller rides back in, gives over. Brown, right circle, looking toward the slot. Nobody there. Johnson fakes the big back scratcher. Forced in deep there by Koopman. Rail slithers it out. Corsia off the window and calmly ahead. Lee trying to get a step there on Peters, chasing down far side. Peters got there first. Lee couldn't quite lift it away as it's Brown through neutral ice. Butcher getting in left side at the circle, goes off of a stick and cradled off of the end glass. Tie up in behind the goal, defended by David Tendek of the Nailers, playing the back-to-back scenario. Peters down the wall. Brown opens across the way. Jankowski plays the carom. Nailers might have some numbers than the other. Oh, man. And they had the forward Brown back defensively, too. Butcher gets in right side, tries the curl and drag, and Timo Nickel looked like he was playing with about a 10-foot stick there, as he did not allow Butcher to make any move on him to get in space.
Absolute great reach on that play.
Butcher comes in again, and this time Nickel may have gotten a piece, but Tendek takes the whole thing in the glove.
Yeah, and then you know what Nickel does after that? Absolutely lays him out.
7:46 to go in the second period. Nailers have a 6-3 lead on the Nailers Broadcast Network, presented by Main Street Bank.
I'll love you forever. Make some noise!
7:46 remaining in our second period. The Nailers have a 6-3 lead over the Royals here this afternoon. Won't see these guys again until January when we go there for a 3-game series. And they'll be back here in the middle of February for a 2-game set, Friday, Saturday, which includes Pittsburgh Penguins night, starring 2-time Stanley Cup champion Trevor Daley. If I had a nickel for the amount of times that we play Reading on Penguins night, I feel like it's always Reading or Fort Wayne.
Yeah, I would say that. It felt like last year, at least the last 2 years, any Big Six game, it was Fort Wayne.
DeRousseau speeding his way ahead. Whoop! Gets around one left side shot. Save made by Cranley.
I mean, that's a confident player right there coming down that left side. It's Cedric DeRousseau. Came in, fired a shot, didn't get as much lift on it as he wanted to, but he still put a great shot on it.
The other trend, which ends this year, always was the day where they have the big OVAC cheering competition, was always Iowa.
I remember that.
Orlando this year.
Okay.
Draw to Cranley's right. 7:06 to go, second period, 6-3. Nailers in the lead. Beliveau dangles his way down the left side, around the backboards, looking to smother out in front. Now tours the zone, turns and fires, right side blocked. Frasca couldn't find the rebound. Patrick Watling is the last 4-goal scorer for the Nailers. He had 2 4-goal games a couple of years ago. His and, of course, Justin Almeida's in Iowa. Still one of the greatest weekends I've ever seen from one player. Frasca, here we go. Jump starts ahead, down the middle, gets in, looks for a pass. He tumbles wide. Hamill look, gave to Frasca off the end boards. Here's Beliveau, outer edge of the left circle. Wrister along the ice, save made. Latteroot trying to find the rebound, couldn't though. Height carrying back the other way, 2-on-2. Nailers get a lot of bodies back defensively as Beliveau picks up. Darts ahead, goes through Latteroot, and Koopman unable to quite get there as Peters is first on the icing race.
Yeah, I feel like the Nailers might have pushed that one when they didn't really need to there. Reading was going off for the change. I think they could have taken their time, gotten that up to the red, and dumped and changed themselves.
Some tweets in. Nailers fan base, this team is buzzing. We have a lot of happy birthdays for you. Jim says, keep it up, boys. Don't let off the gas. Joni, bummed that they couldn't be there today, but listening is great. I know they were here last night at the game. Stephanie, amazing game from the front row today. Oh, what a view that must be. And obviously watched the pregame video today because mentioned that I must be the lucky charm and anything I ask for I get. Boy, if it was that magical, I'm telling you.
Deej's head's already big enough, folks. We don't need to be any bigger.
That's my second hat trick on a game day video.
It's pretty impressive there, Deej.
Drevich last year, Norfolk, in the 10-2 game.
That's a pull.
Drake left point shot blocked. Speaking of 10-goal games, Penguins last night.
Sharks. Ugh.
Oh, Sharks is another conversation, man. Oh, my. But 10-2, Penguins get a much-needed victory. Wheeling goes in offside. Hey, media timeout. Let's talk about that more. So San Jose becomes the 4th team in NHL history to give up back-to-back 10-goal games.
That's hard to do.
Oh, at the NHL level? Are you kidding me? In today's day and age? Yikes.
I mean, I think the last time was the 1960s, I believe.
Yep.
It was. I mean, I think they were using toothpicks as their pads for the goalies.
They might have been. And, wow, I mean, at home, too? Whew, boy.
It's like someone said, like, I wonder what the fans are like there. They're probably like, we're not good.
I think they knew it. I don't think it was a mystery going into the season. I mean, you can look at a roster and think you're as good as you want, but you have an idea deep in the back of your mind.
But there's bad, and then there's that bad. Like, you're probably thinking, yeah, we're bad, but, like maybe let's win one in the first 11.
Yeah. 10-1. The only one that they got a point out of, Colorado scored in the last minute because Mackenzie Blackwood ended up going 50 out of 52, and they lost it 2-1 to the Avs. Next up, they've got Philly on Tuesday. That's a little bit of a reprieve, because guess what's coming in on Thursday?
Vegas?
No, Edmonton. You gave up 10 to Vancouver and Pittsburgh. Here's McDavid. Here's Draisaitl. Here's Nugent Hopkins. Good luck.
Yeah, that's an Edmonton team that's struggling out of the gate, too, so I'm pretty sure they will try to run it up if they can.
Yeah. One of their goalies got hurt or pulled the chute. I'm not sure which one. Poliani, top of the right circle, looking for a tip in front was Willette. It went wide. Wilson, fumbled it out to neutral ice. Trying to capitalize on that was Koopman. So 1 for 1 on the trip so far for the Penguins. They'll go to Anaheim on Tuesday and Los Angeles on Thursday. Don't sleep on the Ducks.
The Penguins know that one already.
So do the Bruins. They have had a really good run here in the last couple of weeks. Koopman and Wilson getting tangled back behind the Reading net as we tick towards 5 minutes to go in our second period. A 6-3 Nailers lead. Koopman looking low, handles, left circle, Sveikovsky looking for someone across the way. He'll stick handle his way to the circle. One-timer Lee from the slot and a pad save made by Cranley. Nailers have put 9, make that 10 shots on Cranley. He stopped 8 of them. Buns wheels his way around one, gets in deep right side, looking for Sveikovsky, rattles it around the near boards. Royals have 6 shots this period. Buns with a wrister, that one blocked by Hoffman, who twirls out to neutral ice. Buns goes back to retrieve, gives over for Beliveau. Both of those guys lit the lamp last night. Sveikovsky in for DeRousseau, right side. Oh, he had a Damo going towards goal, and that one tipped away. Near circle, Sveikovsky tried to dangle around Chen, no sail. Dervin, oh boy, Chen took that one up top, and the referee immediately taking player safety into the equation, blows the whistle, and knocks the play down.
I think, fortunately, it caught him in the helmet.
The visor.
That's why you have to wear them, because if not, that's a shattered nose.
Yep. And great awareness there by the referee. As soon as you can tell, when you hear the click there, you know exactly what it hits. And Chen threw the glove up immediately as well. So that was a hummer of a shot coming from Sebastian Dervin. And Chen getting in the way.
It's good. He's able to skate off, went right back to the bench.
Yep.
Sure, he has to get checked out a little bit just to be like, all right, everything okay?
You'd rather be safe than sorry. If you know it hits off the head, let's take a break. This one's chiseled off the wall and down by Peters. Rolls like a wheel. Right of the net to the right. 4 minutes to go in the second. 6-3.
The Nailers like to get this one to the intermission with the 3-goal lead. Granted, you had the lead, but Reading getting a couple more. Like to, again, just get a nice little reset and go and play another hard 20 minutes after that.
It was 1-1, then 6-1, then 6-3. Draw to Cranley's left. Draw goes to the wall. Corsia in a battle there with Peters. Pare goes head over tea kettle. Oh, what do we got? We got a hand pass, and we have a discussion. Okay. Corsia lands on top of Peters. Calling this one mostly out the video board because all sorts of bodies in the way.
Nardi?
Oh, it's Nardi's trying to get some. He's squirming around on the ground. It's like when the teacher tells you to stay on your mat and you just drag yourself around the floor. That's what Nardi looked like there. Kicks the stick for the inconvenience.
That stick did a whole lot there.
Yep. I was just thinking about it, too. I'm like, you know what? We haven't seen a penalty since the first period, have we? Nope, we haven't. Well, now we do.
So just the one.
Nardi's in the box. Corsia. Well, they were going to put him down the tunnel, but I think he's just going to turn back towards the box. 6 power plays and then a matching in the first. And now it's our first penalties of the second. Okay, you could have just said both guys in 2 minutes for roughing, but that's okay.
Hey, it's practice.
Yeah.
How often do they get to wear the microphones?
Probably his first time. All right. Nardi and Corsia both go off 16:08, so we'll see some 4-on-4 here. As Tendek stops a dump in. Oh boy, those letters are killing me right now. Okay. Oh, I forgot. Peters and McCarty, by the way, with the assists on the Nardi goal. So Dylan Peters gets a point. Oh, Drake, how about some 4-on-4 magic? Leaves off for Lee. Straight away, working over, left side, feeding low. behind the net. Koopman in Gretzky's office. You want to try the Michigan? Nope. Okay. Lee, right circle, thinks about the shot. He'll peel back with it. Handling up top. Feeds the right circle. Koopman humming around. Left circle wrist shot. Tipped. Oh, in the crease. Buns. And getting a piece of it was Cranley. Oh, man. Naylor's almost put the Royals to sleep just swinging around the zone. And eventually Koopman nearly connected with Buns there.
I mean, if you're the goaltender there, Cranley, you're probably thinking, when is the shot going to come? When is it going to come?
Svejkovsky busting his way down the right side. The give is to Nickel. Wrists off the end boards. Picked off there by Chen. Dishes up the near wall. Taken there by Chizowski. Svejkovsky runs back to pick his pocket. Beliveau to the middle of the ice. Svejkovsky, look at the space. Coming in, gets on goal, gets the shot towards the net, but Chen able to help break it up. Beliveau to the low part of the zone, looking for Svejkovsky. That one went wide. Height around the end wall. Chen comes up the near boards. Beliveau steps into a lane, plays deep. Svejkovsky to Frasca! He didn't get enough on it, and Cranley stopped the bid at 4.
Yeah, just did not get enough on it. Good job there as Beliveau took the hit to move the puck down, created that 2-on-1 scenario there. Frasca had, as you mentioned, but just didn't get a whole lot on the shot.
That'll be Frasca's 5th shot of the night and 11th of the 2-game series to lead all players.
That's a good look.
I like players who shoot the puck.
I like it when they go on net, too.
Yeah, even better. Svejkovsky was the team leader in shots on goal coming into today. Brubaker's got a ton from the blue line. That's not shocking to anybody. Has Hawkins taken 100 yet? Just curious.
I've not checked.
That's all that guy does for Toledo, the former Wheeling Nailer. De Rousseau to Corsia out of the box. Nope. Flat tire. The puck landed on his skate. McCarty with the drop pass. Mongo looking deep. McCarty for Nardi, the drop pass, and that one went wiggling all the way back into the neutral zone. Wilson being hounded after by Latteroute. Tanner very careful. Good job, because if he had stuck with him, he may have gotten his stick in the skates. Mongo left side shot. Guided away by Tendek. Near side boards. McCarty gives off for Mongo. Looking to put down the wall. Corsia blows him up. 1:16 left to a National Equipment Intermission report. 6-3 Naylor lead. We'll have a period recap. We'll have this date in Wheeling hockey history. Got 7 of them from 93 to 16. Rail. Hey, not bad. Threw it deep. Was hoping for somebody. He wasn't there, but you know what? It is what it is. Jankowski has it tipped back to Wheeling territory. Nickel pounds that one, intended for Hamiluk. Doesn't connect, and Brubaker gets there ahead of Jankowski for icing.
Yeah, try to get this one here to the end of the period, but like you said, the idea there of that last shot, you get it in deep. You never know what can happen, especially when you're up 3 goals right now. You don't want to be counting the clock down anyway, but the further the puck is away from your own net, that's the better.
It's kind of off because Toledo's only played 4 games right now. The league leader in shots is Curry from Kansas City, who has 34, but they've played 8. Wheeling from Atlanta has 30, and they have played just 5. You had to go to like shots per game. Royals try and ram it in front, bodied away by Tendek. Hamiluk looking to force out to center. Seller over skates. Far side, it's Height. Taking in his own end. Blisters this one up for Butcher. Tucks it in as Nickel looks to make a play there with Rail. This one pops on to Seller and lofted in deep by Jankowski. Hamiluk bodying against Peters along the near side. Royals, Seller forcing to neutral ice. Brown to Height. Has that one dribble softly into the far corner. Drake looks to end the period and get it ahead to Pare, who does. One last check by Johnson, and I'm sure Felix is not going to be thrilled about that. And let's see what comes out of this. Probably not much of anything.
Yeah, I don't think you'll get any penalties called off of that either way.
Nor should there be.
Just a small conversation down there.
And the teams will head off. as it is a 6-3 game at the end of 2, with the Nailers still leading by 3. They were up by 3 at the end of the first. They're up by 3 at the end of the second. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I mean, even second period. It is what it is.
Yep. Was 6-1 at one point, but got the couple of goals by Reading to pull it to a 3-goal game, which it stands right now, as Jordan Frasca completed the hat trick, and then Dylan Hamiluk picking up his first goal in a Wheeling Nailer uniform and giving him 3 points on the afternoon. One of many Nailers to have points in tonight's game, and multiple points at that. And we're going to get ready to talk to Dylan Hamiluk down on ice level. All right, Dylan Hamiluk down at ice level has a goal and a couple of assists in tonight's game for the Nailers. And Dylan, first off, congratulations on your first goal in a Wheeling uniform. What's it been like working on that line? You and Jordan Frasca tonight really seem to have some magic going offensively.
Yeah, for sure. They're amazing players, and they make it easy to play out there. They work very hard, and they make my life easy, so it's been great.
What's it been like for you this season? I know that injuries hampered you, only 6 games last year for Wichita, but trying to get back into the speed of the game, get into the flow of the game, and really start to feel comfortable again in the lineup.
Yeah, it's been a bit. It's only like my 5th game since my surgery and everything, but everything's going great, and everybody here has been amazing. So, yeah, everybody makes my life easy here, and I'm still working towards doing a little better. I don't think I've been at my best, but I'll continue to do what I can to be better. So,
well, 3 points in 2 periods is certainly going a long way on that. What do you intend to do in the third period to make sure that this 6-3 lead makes its way into the win column?
Yeah, we just need to keep working hard down low, making sure we got a good third guy high, and not give them many odd man rushes and make Tendy's life easy.
Very good. Dylan, congratulations on the 3 points so far. Keep it going in the third, and let's get another dub.
Thanks.
Dylan Hamiluk with a goal and 2 assists so far tonight. The Nailers have a 6-3 lead through 2 periods of play over the Royals. We have a National Equipment Intermission Report coming your way next. Isaac and I will recap that second period. It's this date in Wheeling hockey history and out-of-town scores. This is the Nailers Broadcast Network, presented by Main Street Bank. Welcome in to our National Equipment Intermission Report. as the Nailers have a 6-3 lead over the Royals at the end of 2. I'm DJ Vasella, that's Isaac Basinger, and Isaac, so far so good, 2 periods. Nailers still controlling this game the way they want to.
Yes, I mean, it started out fantastic here in the second period, goaltending change for Reading, and eventually they come back and they get a couple more, but you know what, as we said, you still have came into this period with a 3-goal lead, you ended the period with a 3-goal lead. Good.
Biggest difference between the first and second period. First period seemed all over the map in terms of a lot of penalties. Second period calmed down a little bit. Do you think that the players figured it out?
I would say so. I think we wondered what the response we were going to get out of Reading was. I mean, I think as soon as we saw it was 6-1, they go, well, they've pulled the chute. This is over with. But they gave a little bit of life. So I think that might have given the Nailers a little bit of a, oh, okay, they're not calling it quits yet. Let's continue to go after it.
I wonder if the score, too, had anything to do with it, where you just want to, if it starts to get one-sided, just let it go and try and get out of here as quickly as possible.
Hey, that's always a possibility. Again, Reading playing a 3-3. They're trying to finish this up. And they've lost the first 2, so I don't think they want to roll over.
4-1 after 1. Nichols, Fejkovsky, Frasca. As we go into the second period, Nailers started it on a power play, and Jordan Frasca couldn't wait to get it started. He had 2 goals already, and he was sniffing for that third.
Yeah, had the puck on that right side, came in and fired a low, hard shot, and was able to get the power play marker.
Very well placed along the ice by Jordan Frasca, as he was able to split the wickets on Reading goaltender Will Cranley, who took over for Kuharski, who was pulled after giving up 4 on 14 in the first period. As Frasca picks up his 3rd of the game and 3rd of the season, the assists go to Jankowski and Lee on the power play at 56 seconds to make it 5-1 in favor of Wheeling. The Nailers added another one, this time Frasca involved, but with an assist.
Yeah, Frasca comes down the middle of the ice. They converge on him. The pass goes over to Tanner Ladder, fires a nice hard shot. It's blockered away, but right there, Dylan Hamiluk was right there, got his body on it, and is able to put it in the back of the net. And
it was interesting talking to Dylan just a moment ago, and he said, I haven't had my game where I've wanted it to be, and sometimes you're your own toughest critic, right? But we look at some of the factors that go into it. These people are human beings. They are not all robots. They are not all created the same way. The fact that he only played 6 games a year ago, he's probably still getting into the swing of things here. But you know what? If you're going to go to the net, that's going to draw a lot of positive reviews.
Yes, and with the size he has, we kind of figured he's going to be a guy that's going to go to the front of the net, and he's done it so well. And as he said, the guys on the outside of him, Latteroot and Frasca, made his life a little bit easier.
The one tip I would say in that regard, just do what Adamo does. He seems to do it just fine. Copy him.
Yeah, they're both great players right now.
Hamiluk gets the goal, his first of the year, from Latteroot and Frasca at 4:37. That made it 6-1 in favor of the Nailers. Royals, though, come back with a couple of quick strikes. First one coming from Shane Seller.
Yeah, just a weird play to begin with as the puck just winds up in the corner. Brubaker just fires it at the net, and it gets popped right there, and then Seller's able just to pop it up right over top of him.
Kind of a broken play, and it left Seller with the loose puck on the right side of the crease, and he lifted it up under the crossbar as Seller picks up goal number 1 on the year. The assists go to Brubaker and Butcher at 6:44, and then just a minute and 24 seconds later, the Royals make it 6-3, and you're going, this is interesting.
Yeah, and the major question was, we said, maybe let's get this to immediate timeout. There, if Reading would have scored another one real quick, I would have been timeout immediately. Yep. But unfortunately they didn't. But it's just a little bit of a pass from Dylan Peters and a turnaround shot, and a good one at that by Nardi.
That one had hair on it by Nardi, turned and fired from the right side of the slot as he was able to pick up goal number 3 on the year. The assist to Peters and McCarty at 8:08 to make it a 6-3 game. Power plays, the Nailers and the Royals are both 1 for 3. Shots on goal in the second period. Wheeling had 13 for 27 total. Reading had 7 for 13 total. 6-3, Nailers in the lead. This date in Wheeling hockey history is next on the Nailers Broadcast Network, presented by Main Street Bank. welcome back to our National Equipment Intermission Report. Nailers leading the Royals 6-3, looking to add another chapter to this date in Wheeling hockey history. Oh boy, we're going to have to fly on this one. 7 victories on November 5th all time. We started in 1993 at the old Columbus Chill, a 3-1 Thunderbirds victory. Jim Birmingham, Corey Patterson, and Marquis Michoud all score that game for Wheeling. Eric Raymond, who is currently the goaltending coach for the Montreal Canadiens, was the winning netminder that night as he made 34 saves. 1994, we go to a shootout in Dayton, and that was a game in which the Thunderbirds had to play from behind. They trailed that game 3-0 at the end of 2, but scored 3 goals in a span of 3 minutes and 23 seconds to tie the game at 3-all. Steve Gibson, Vadim Slivchenko, and Louis Bernard got the goals for the T-Birds. Bernard's goal was his first with Wheeling, and it tied the game with 10:16 remaining. Turn it over to the shootout, and Brock Woods was the one who put the exclamation point on the comeback win for the Birds as he picked up the shootout game-winning goal, which made a winner out of Greg Lauder between the pipes and ended Dayton's season-opening 8-game winning streak, which was tied for the second best start in ECHL history. 2004. Back to Dayton we go, and a little bit less scoring on this particular night as future Pittsburgh Penguin goaltender Danny Sabarin shined brightly as a Wheeling Nailer. He had a 34-save shutout in goal for the Nailers. Jason Jaffrey had the opening goal with 8:16 left in the second period. And Pascal Morency scored in the opening minute of the third to give Wheeling some insurance in that 2-0 road win. Then we go to 2005, a game against the Johnstown Chiefs, also on enemy ice. Boy, we're looking for a home game here, and we can't find one yet. Brendan Hodge, the star of the game. He picked up a hat trick, and Bo Cheeseman had the other goal for Wheeling. Andy Frank made 27 saves on 29 shots in his pro debut as the Nailers upended the Johnstown Chiefs 4-2. 2006, there we go. We got one on home ice here against the Johnstown Chiefs. Back-to-back years. Curtis McLean, 2 goals, including the winner, which snapped a 2-2 tie with 16:53 to go in the third period. Bo Cheeseman and Jonathan Foster also adding goals in that one, while Andy Frank victorious again, 26 of 28 to earn the victory for the Nailers. Now, story time. You ready?
Yes.
2011, because I lived this one. Game against the Trenton Titans. We actually left on the day of the game, which we were not supposed to do because it was a 7-hour drive. Well, we learned the hard way. We went to Ruby Tuesday in Somerset, Pennsylvania for lunch, and when we got back out of the bus, there was a pond of antifreeze waiting for us that leaked out of the bus and into the parking lot. So we had to call for repairs. That way we could get back on the road and continue our magical venture to picturesque Trenton, New Jersey. And they were able to get it fixed, but we had to delay the start of the game that night by an hour and 32 minutes. So a 7 o'clock game got underway just after 8:30. And what do you think we did to the Titans that night?
Yeah, obviously you won.
Didn't take any time either. 2 goals in the first 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Sorry to keep you folks waiting. Here's a couple goals to keep you occupied. Patrick Johnson scored 52 seconds in. Zach Torquato at 2:02. Olivier Desmalka's first pro goal. Paul Crowder, Denver Manderson also scoring. Peter Delmas with 23 saves to the win. 5-1. Nailers smoked the Titans that night. And then finally in 2016, a comeback win at Toledo. Nailers trailed at 2-0, but came back to tie it. And eventually Nick Sorkin snapping the 2-2 tie with 41 seconds left in the second period. Jordan Quaz, 2 goals. Josh Shalla and Gage Quinney also lighting the lamp that night. 23 saves from Doug Carr, and in front of 8,000 people in downtown Toledo, the Nailers were victorious 5-2.
Hopefully we can add another chapter to that one here for 20 minutes.
20 minutes to help make that happen. 6-3, Nailers in the lead after 2. Coming up, third period action as we have concluded our National Equipment Intermission Report on the Nailers Broadcast Network, presented by Main Street Bank. lot of scores or little scores?
Little scores.
Oh, okay.
As the Trois-Rivières-Lyon get the overtime victory against the Newfoundland Growlers 2-1. 4-3 victory for the Maine Mariners against the Norfolk Admirals. Came back and won that one. Former nailer Willem DeVoe with 2 goals in that one. 4-2 lead for Atlanta, looking to stay perfect at home against South Carolina. 1-0 Rapid City in the beginning of the second period at Tulsa.
Okay. Third period underway. It's going to start with an icing. Yes.
If this was the first period, that's how it started. I might have got up and just left.
Nailers going from left to right in the third period. Royals from right to left. Flip-flop those directions if you're watching along on our FloHockey broadcast today. Hope everybody's enjoying the free view. Got some good tweets in at us today. Wrapping up the weekend. We got our Nailers Power Hour at the 19th hole on Tuesday from 6 to 7 with Justin Adamo and Louis Rail for you to enjoy. Then we got 3 more hockey games next weekend as Idaho comes into town Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 7-10, 7-10, and 4-10. Cranley goes to play. Svakovsky steals. DeRousseau. Wide open Buns turning right circle. First one whiffed. Second one blocked. Tough luck there. Back comes Brown, flying in left side. Oh, David Drake with the sprawling defensive play. That was sensational. Now Brown, the spin around shot, sent the backhander up over top of the goal. Oh, David Drake there knew exactly what he wanted to do, lunged and took away everything along the ice.
Yeah, it was a great play because he knew he had Davis Buns on the back end to help him out as well.
Brubaker digs the loose puck out of the corner, a tip on goal by Seller, and a big save made by Tendek. Tendek has not gotten tested a lot these last couple of days as the Royals have just the 31 total shots in the 5+ periods of action, but he has had to make some big saves, especially last night in the 1-goal game. Seller touches deep, near side corner. Latteroot picks up there. Has that one pop in front of the Wheeling bench. Sets down Wilson. Snaps this one up, and icing coming up with 1:29 gone in the third.
That was a good chance there. You mentioned the save there by Tendek. Comes out closer to the top of his crease there and stops the tip attempt in front. As you said, he's been big in the moments we've needed him to. And you can look at the numbers, and sometimes you be like, whoa, the number, I mean, he hasn't faced a ton of shots, but he's given up some goals. That doesn't matter. It's the big spots that he's been in so far.
Last night defied my numbers game. You know how I love my shooting percentage, save percentage, and it almost always equates to if you shoot 10+ and you save 90+ and you total that up for 100+, you're probably winning the game. Well, last night the Nailers didn't shoot 10+, they didn't save 90+, therefore they didn't get 100+ total, and they still won the game.
Oh, you take it.
Frasca, tried to center for Hamill, look at his stick tied up. Seller, far side, Wilson, right circle, shot grazes off a stick and wide. Just proves that the numbers don't always add up. As Chizowski's shot sticked away by Tendek. At the right point, Wilson with a drive. Nailers block it 2-on-2. Here they come. Frasca and Hamill. Frasca has the puck. Right side, pivots, waiting for some help to come. Hey, there's Timo Nickel. He's got a goal tonight. Oh, that one pinballs off a body. Try to go towards the net, and that one didn't go all the way. Wilson, far side, hops Poliani. Comes around the near side boards. Fawcett cranked into by Nickel. Bump past Jankowski trying to exit. Fawcett poked at Jankowski. Poliani, right circle shot, pad save, Tendek. Oh, very smooth. Grabbing the rebound there was Frasca. It was a heavy rebound because the puck rocketed off of Tendek's right pad, and Frasca very calmly making sure to gather and not just take a swat at it.
Because if not, Fawcett had that one at 6-4 easily.
Yep. Beliveau, far side, kicked into the zone by Lee. First one back on it is Nardi as Koopman runs at him. Jankowski, right side corner behind the net. Koopman trying to tuck in, and holding on there is Cranley.
I think that was totally inadvertent as well there by Koopman. I think he wanted to take it and possibly pass it around, lost it off his tape, and it eventually just went in front of the net. Could have been a disaster scenario for Reading.
2:51 has been played in the third. The Nailers, the affiliate of the Penguins, leading the Royals, the affiliate of the Flyers, 6-3. When do those two play each other?
Oh, how the new schedule works, not very often.
I know, I hate that. It's always so fun when those two teams meet up. I know the NHL's trying to get the Penguin Capital rivalry thing to catch on, which it did, but But still, I feel like, if you ask the Penguin fans, they're going to tell you they hate Philly more, and Philly's probably going to tell you the same thing back the other way, despite they have New Jersey and the Rangers all in that general neighborhood, as the puck goes into a few friends' neighborhood on the far side, up over the glass.
Good snag by that fan, too. I don't think he even got up, just landed right in his lap and was able to make the catch.
Those are the best ones.
But back to what you're saying when it comes to your rivalries you have here and there as well. I bet you everyone that's out west and who doesn't get to play San Jose as much, is like, this is terrible.
Let's see, when do they play the Flyers? Not in November, as the Nailers wind it around the boards. Oh, they play them back-to-back in December 2nd and December 4th. Sure. Corsia, fanning got planted there by Chen. Back come the Royals. Height comes in far side. Pare puts the body on him. It's ironic because I was looking, Boston and Montreal play back-to-back weekends coming up here. I'm like, man, that's half your season series in 2 weeks. What are we doing? Pare around the boards. Buns for Corsia. Try to back pass. Nobody's particularly there, but Drake steps up from the left point to keep it alive. Buns at the right point. Wrist shot blocked by Chen. Latterroot giving chase on the far side. Chen doesn't get anything on the clear. Pare clothesline Chen. Penalty on him, and he's being chased after by Seller. One glove is down. And a power play for the first time since the first will be Reddings on an interference minor on Pare.
Yeah, and that one, of course, the puck is right there, so you're gonna have to call that one.
But interference if the puck's right there?
It wasn't. He didn't control the puck. I think that's what he's going to go with. It would have led to a scoring chance for the Nailers.
I suppose. Adamo's got a question about that. I mean, if it's hitting too hard, maybe, but Adamo's thinking the way I'm thinking right now, where I'm like, because it changed the possession. So if it changes the possession, then I'm kind of like, are we really on the interference spectrum?
Oh, I'm wondering if the possession already changed before that.
Yeah.
And then he hit him.
So 2 for interference on Pare at 4 minutes, as the Nailers will go to a project best penalty kill for the 4th time. And Frasca is going to get kicked out of the draw because of rail on the far side, as he and Seller were both lurking over the circle. Royals control it. Brubaker feeds off the far side boards. Spun in deep by Chizowski. Near side, give it away. On the backhand, shoveling it out is Isaac Beliveau. Derek Army talked about Beliveau on today's Comfort Inn coaches conversation and used the term slick to describe his playing style. And obviously we saw the goal last night, but very sharp in the defensive zone.
He's good for a young player. I mean, he's a good player, but he really shows some great promise for being so young.
Chizowski, right circle shot, shouldered away by Tendek. Big save there. Koopman gets the rebound and golfs it all the way down. Isaac Beliveau, 20. The only sub-21-year-old on this team roster for Wheeling. David Drake, clearing temp block. Chizowski comes in right side, looking to feather it through. Nickel from his knees, off the boards. Here comes Latterroot with Jankowski. Short-handed, 2-on-1. Latterroot shot, glove save made by Cranley.
Well, that would have been a heck of a chance there for the Nailers to come the other way. Again, I like the shot, though. How many times do we see it where it's pass, and you don't even get a shot? At least here, the save is made, and Redding has to go all the way down the other end of the ice to try to score here on a power play.
That takes care of half the kill. 4th one of the night for the 4th power play of the night for the Royals. 5 minutes even played in our third. 6-3, Nailers in the lead. Trying to start the season 4-1. Height comes out of his own end. Redding came into today 1-4-1-1. As splitting through, Nardi drops off. Left circle shot by Butcher. And a blocker save made by Tendek. Far side boards. Nardi coming in right side shot. Tendek the save. Far side Adamo. Sandwiches Height against the boards. Comes to the line. Fawcett juggles. Nope, out of the zone. Fawcett spits a backhand pass to Butcher. Winding his way through neutral ice. Coming in right side. Buzzes the puck around the end boards. Adamo with the reversal. Finds Drake. Dusts it off a little bit. And gets rid of it all the way down. 5 seconds left on Pare. Frasca lurking as Peters takes the handoff from his goaltender. Frasca briefly lost his stick. He grabs it. Felix is out of the box. And 1 for 4 now for the Royals.
That was a good job on that PK without Pare. One of your better face-off guys is out there as well.
Speaking of the name Felix, that's someone I bet you the Royals are missing right now. Colin Felix, I liked his game a lot last year. He is now a member of the Adirondack Thunder. That guy played some in-your-face hockey, and I think that's something Reading desperately misses right now.
He was a difference maker for that team, and when you lose a little bit of identity, it hurts.
Yeah. 6:25 gone in the third. 6-3 Nailers on the Nailers Broadcast Network, presented by Main Street Bank. Thank you, Matt Koopman. Nailers win the neutral ice draw. Buns comes in down the right side. Tried the wrist shot, had it blocked. Tied up along the wall. Around the backboards. Peters up the far side. And Beliveau will back up in his own end and feather it over for Latterud on his right. Return feed. Here comes Beliveau charging up the middle. Gets over the center red and hammers all the way in deep. Near side corner. Brown reverses for Peters. Frasca hounds him. Already has the hat trick tonight, just Jordan Frasca, plus an assist. Latterud, far side corner. Turning with it. Bumps low. Frasca crunched into there by Peters. They boot around for it. And taking away his Butcher. Flings out through neutral ice. Buns tracking back into his own end as he's defended at by Nardi on the near side. Make that Seller. Frasca applies the body. Far side, Wilson stepping up. Tip wide by Brown. Buns thrown down by Brown. He's flustered. And the Nailers are going to get their fourth power play of the day. Buns takes his time. Brown goes off for the change. Says, maybe they won't find me over here. Sveikovsky wheeling his way in. Right side, the leave is for DeRousseau. Down to Sveikovsky. Around the back of the net. And Damo! He scores! Justin Adamo goes to the front of the net and slides the one-touch feed into the right side of the goal. The Nailers have an extra point. It's 7-3 at 7:49 of the third.
And how many times do you see the struggle on the 6-on-5 just to normally even get anything going? But smooth play coming down by Sveikovsky, gets it over to DeRousseau, and eventually good things happen when you're in front of the net. Justin Adamo proves that yet again.
How about that? Second time we have heard from the top line tonight in the 7-3 game, as we're getting contributions up and down the lineup. DeRousseau had a stick whacked out of his hands by Chizowski, and now life just stinks if you're a Royal.
Yeah, that was the pulling the chute. Now, if they would have got the next one, it would have been a little bit more interesting. But now it's, yep, this is done.
They tried to give us a power play with Brown. Nope, we scored on it. So now Chizowski whacks DeRousseau's stick out of his hands, and we're going to get a power play anyway.
Gisels got to be thinking, what do I have to do to get us into this game? Because the guy scored 8 goals already.
He's the guy. Like, there's no doubt about it. Like, you look at this Reading roster and how everybody stacks up, and he is leaps and bounds above the rest of the group. Like, it's not close. And in case the numbers didn't dictate that already. So an AEP power play on the Chisowski slash. Frasca trying to plow his way through Fawcett. Nickel ahead for Hamiluk, in for Jankowski. Hamiluk, near side corner boards, tries to body his way through Brubaker. Far side half wall. Lee to Jankowski, top of the left circle, squirrels it over. Frasca at the right point, dancing his way low, tried to leave it off, but nobody's there. And the puck will go back into Wheeling territory. Second time the Nailers have scored 7 in a game this year. Record is 14. We are not close to that. We were for half a game, but we're not anymore. Frasca, far side boards, flippers out. Hamiluk, Frasca works it back to the line. Nichols' long reach helps him on that. Hamiluk, far side circle. Ooh, that one rode up on Lee, but he's able to body it down. Got smashed to the surface by Wilson. Brubaker tying up there as the Royals get the puck to squabble out of the zone. Cranley looks a little more human today. Of course, he went in when the game was 4-1. Probably a little bit of a different feel. DeRousseau splits, gets behind the knee, backhand try. Save made by Cranley. I thought he was super last night.
Yes, and so, I mean, as you said, I think it was a little bit of a couple things. He played well yesterday, but first time playing for a new team yesterday. Wanted to really put out a good performance, and it can't be easy coming in.
No. Puck got tipped out of play.
And the golden goal.
Oh, we got a golden goal. All right. First time this year. Plus, we got the free breakfast sandwiches.
We got you covered here at Westbanco Arena.
All right. Come to a Sunday game, get your Monday breakfast.
And a gentleman a few sections over got one on the TV as well.
Oh, courtesy of Walmart. Very good. The Screen Time Sundays, which you'll have a chance to win one next Sunday when we take on the Steelheads. Beliveau shot. Ooh, Adamo the tip, but that went up out of play.
Adamo tipped it, but if almost, hate to say, like if he would have let that one go, Svejkovsky had a surefire tip in there on the right side. No one around him, and the net wide open.
Height is going off for the Royals with trainer Sean Berberich. Burbs, as they call him. Going to let Eric know that, as he calls it remotely from the former city of Positive Change. As the Nailers on this power play, Svejkovsky, a right circle shot. And a blocker save made by Cranley. Svejkovsky again, a low one on goal save with the pads by Cranley. This rebound arrives in the corner. Puck smoked around the far boards. Out of the box, Chisowski. The lead goes to Poliani. The big back scratching slap shot. And getting that great circular Nailor logo on the chest is David Tendek.
Great job by Tendek, realizing the situation there. Pops out outside of the blue paint, outside of the crease to make that save.
9:49 to go in the third. Nailers in control, up 7-3 on the Nailers Broadcast Network, presented by Main Street Bank. Thank you, Jarrett. Yvonne Mungo with a left side shot. A stick save made by Tendek. Buns far side, got it ahead. Here comes Lee out towards center ice. got a complimentary ride from a Royal player, but the play is in offside with 9:26 to go in the third.
Now, I guarantee what the gentleman with the stripes are thinking is, let's get out of this without any craziness.
Yes.
It's going to happen. 4-goal game, under 10 minutes. It's looking like the Nailers are going to win this one. Just need to get out of this one unscathed.
Draw will be in neutral ice. And the Royals scoot forward with it. It's Seller coming in right side. Wrister along the ice. Missed wide of the target. Comes around to the near boards. Johnson takes a body from Jankowski. And to the middle of the slot, David Drake takes over there. Looks to fire it ahead. Koopman got in behind the D. Gets the shot up top. But it goes over the net. Linesman took a spill. Johnson near side corner. As Koopman bodying away there. Peters behind the net. Latteroot turning. Far side circle. Reverses. Trying to bounce his way low. Turning near corner. Latteroot still battling. Gives off to Koopman, who swipes up top. Buns across the blue. Wrister on goal. Stick save made by Cranley into the glove off the Durbin attempt.
I couldn't tell if Lee got a piece of that one. It sounded like it hit a little bit of a stick as it came through, but still a good save.
So last year we had the reversal of this, where the Royals are playing our home opener. We were playing our road opener in Reading with the 2-game set last year. And funny to think, we were probably about 4 games into the year at that point as well. And Reading had gotten off to a slow start last year. And I was talking to a lot of their season ticket holders and fans who I've known for years because we go there 18 billion times a year. And they were all, oh man, the sky is falling. This Royals team isn't the same. I don't think this is going to be quite what it has been in years past. And obviously that changed, and they made the playoffs last year. Heck, they won a round. They beat Maine in the first round. And I'm wondering if those are the same thoughts that the Royal fans are experiencing again this year. Now, of course, I think affiliated players made a huge difference last year. But interesting to kind of see what the thoughts are on this Reading squad early in this campaign.
Maybe they just don't start out very good.
Yeah. Hamiluk bumps it low. Frasca turning right side circle. Try to drop it off. Butcher got in the way. Puck goes all the way down. Tendek's going to go out and play in front of the visitors' tunnel in the far corner. Whoo, boy, thank goodness Louis Rail lifted the leg there. That one bounced off him. It could have been trouble as the Royals try and get in far side.
I suggest you don't do that again.
McCarty in the slot looking for one more to Brown, and that one doesn't connect. Corsia rumbles his way in the other direction, dumps in far side. It's tough to really judge as Corsia just tries to put Johnson through the glass. Corsia looking up top, broken up by Nardi. But Reading has only in division played Trois-Rivières and Newfoundland. So you don't really have a good feel yet. Okay, you played Toledo, you played us, but you don't know what your matchup looks like against Maine, Adirondack, Worcester, Norfolk. Like, you got to kind of get a better feel for who your division mates are before I think you can really get a good feel of what you are. Mongo in, left side shot. Isaac Beliveau, sensational block. And it's the same with us. I mean, we haven't seen Iowa yet. We haven't seen Indy. We haven't seen Toledo. We got the others one each. Mongo, left side shot. And it grazes off of Tendek and into the back netting.
Exactly what you just said. It's hard to get a feel for everything until you've seen everybody and try to compare everything else. I mean, we talked about it in the office a couple weeks ago. It's almost like I would rather not even look at the standings until after December.
Yeah.
Because until that point, teams are still figuring everything out.
Norfolk's had an impressive start. We've seen that so far. Trois-Rivières looks good out of the gate. You figure Newfoundland's probably going to be there. So that leaves the other 4 to settle something unless one of them goes on a wicked tear. Johnson in his own end. Splatters this one ahead. Goes deep into the Nailer zone. Buns touches off there for Drake in our division. Iowa, another slow start as they are winless in their first 6. DeRousseau pedals his way ahead on the left side. Trying to bust through. Left off in the slot. Banked off the near wall and out. As Adamo takes over, whizzes over. Drake trying to lead DeRousseau in. Broken up there by Peters, but DeRousseau standing tall with him. as it goes back behind the net. Svikovsky picks it free of Johnson. DeRousseau off a weird angle, hit it off the mask on Cranley as the Royals skated ahead. Poliani got dumped. DeRousseau looking to start it up for Adamo out of his reach, and we get a whistle.
The mask of the goalie Cranley looks like what they were looking at.
Okay. That was from the DeRousseau shot that went clanging off of it from the crazy angle. So they take the final immediate timeout in building. We keep it right here with you with 5:41 to go, period number 3. The Nailers with a 7-3 lead over the Royals. A solid home opening weekend here at Westbanco Arena, Isaac.
I couldn't agree more. And the big thing yesterday was, you want to start out and you want to get that lead. And it's one thing this Nailers team has been pretty good so far this year is getting the first goal and getting that lead to help put them in the right direction.
You're looking at 4-0 when scoring the first goal. Nichols, Svikovsky, Frasca in the first. Frasca, Hamiluk in the second. And so far, Adamo has the lone marker here in period number 3. And what a difference. I mean, if you're the Royals and you're looking at what's been a big problem for us in the early going of the year, look no farther than your first periods. You're -9.
It's definitely been a struggle for them in that. And one thing I thought they played well, I thought they played well in second periods.
Yeah. 4-1 Friday after 1 in Toledo. 2-0 here last night after 1. 4-1 here today after 1. So your first period has literally killed you in all 3 games. Seller, near corner, whipping it across. Chen at the right point, looking far side. Rail trying to force out to neutral ice. Willette in the far side corner has that one right off the apron of the goal. Huffman squished into there by Lee. Seller is in the area, wiggled it out to the point, and Chen bobbles out to neutral ice as he goes back into his own zone. Ticking towards 5 minutes to go on this Sunday, and the Nailers are in control 7-3. Seller, wrister, stick save, 10 deck. He gets some company. Dervin giving an extra shove to Chen, who was the company. Now Lee, maybe a 2-on-1, floats over Jankowski, crossbar, and out of play.
Man, what a great just aerial pass that was by Lee, getting it back. And Jankowski, that was a rocket of a shot. Can't tell if Cranley got a shoulder on it in the process, but it definitely hit some iron.
Jankowski had his 3-game goal streak come to an end last night and looking to get back onto the scoreboard here today. We got all of our streaks intact. Adamo's got points in 5 in a row. DeRousseau 5 in a row. Frasca 5 in a row. Svikovsky 5 in a row. Beautiful. That's pretty incredible when you have 5 players on 5-game point streaks. Whoa, Hamiluk just cranked Johnson, who's not thrilled about that scenario. Kenny comes after Dylan, cross-checks. How about somebody throw a glove down? Just one.
I don't know about that penalty. It's called a reverse hit. He's coming in, and he went back at him. I don't know. I think that's a penalty for being too big.
We've had that twice today. It's a contact sport, but we don't want to allow the contact. What do you know?
I mean, if we're going to call it as it is, we talked about it before, clean, I mean, it's called a dirty hit. I mean, it's almost saying, like, this happens to me all the time. Like,
we can hit in this sport. I don't know if anybody knew that, but we still can.
We're going to call it elbowing. His elbows were down. I hit him with his shoulder. I think just make it up as we go there.
15:29 is the time of the elbow on Dylan Hamiluk.
I mean, he knocked the guy down. It's a 4-goal game, and he wasn't happy that he got hit.
And here's, like, you're coming up with the cross-checks, too. Like, here's the deal. Either fight or take a hike. One or the other.
He doesn't have enough merit so far to be able to do that.
Project best penalty kill for the Nailers. Frasca, ooh, he blasted it off of Poliani to create a 2-on-1. Frasca to Latterud, and he fumbled it wide. Oh, man. Generous man, hat trick already, and says, I'll share. But the clearing attempt went right up on Poliani, and you know what? Credit to Poliani, too. He's staying out there for this penalty killing shift, or power play shift, after just eating that thing.
I think he was more dazed than anything else.
Probably. Chizowski back and forth with Brubaker. That's got to stink. You're getting manhandled in the third game of a 3-3. You haven't had a win on the road trip yet, and then you just get drilled by a clearing attempt. Seller trying to scramble for it. All sorts of bodies behind the net. And Brown tries to center for Chizowski. And the Royals play it back to their goaltender. Cranley puts some air under this pass ahead. Naylor's block at the line. Kept alive by Poliani. To Aeneas Mongo, far circle. Beliveau chops him down, and the puck goes ricocheting up with 3:19 to go in the third period and 48 left on the kill.
I'll ask you the question that you can think I'm crazy or not, but to almost show to your team there's no quit, would you have pulled the goaltender there?
4 is a little big for me.
But you haven't won yet here on the road, and show these guys, like, hey, we're not quitting. We got to keep battling.
True.
Like, the game's in hand.
I was surprised in Cincy, because Cincy got a power play semi-late, and it was 4-1, and I thought, you know what? That might not be a bad time. I think there's something to be said about it. I don't think that you're totally, on a wild track there. I think there's something to be said there. Rail banks this one down, and it
hit the curved glass.
Oh, that's what it did. And everybody is trying to decide where to put the face-off. And they're going to have...
It should go in the zone because the curved glass is in.
Yep, and it is. Logan Gruel taking full charge. He is the veteran of the 4. Nailers have had him now 34 times as a referee.
Look at where Beliveau is starting out at. At center ice.
That would be called not going for it on the penalty kill. Derek Army and Mitch Jaguar giving instructions on the Nailers bench. Part of our Goldbach chiropractic coaching matchup against James Henry and Jason Binkley. Derek in year 4. And Wilson got tripped up by Koopman. And Matty Coop is going to head to the box, and it'll be a 25-second 5-on-3 for the Royals.
Now I'm going to ask the question again. Do you pull the goaltender here to go 6-on-3?
We'll see. Looks like there's a conversation at the Royal bench. Not quite a timeout, but a hold by Koopman at 17:04. Boy, we like to kill a lot of penalties, don't we?
And I'm just trying to stack these numbers up right now.
Man, oh man. So 5-on-3 project best penalty kill. Penalty kills 5 and 6 of the afternoon. Nailers up 7-3 with 2:56 to go. Tumbling on the draw. Royals take it. Brown wheeling the zone. Pare, whack, whack, whack. Almost daring them to call a slash. Poliani. Backboards, Chizowski. Return feed, Poliani. Left corner, out to Brubaker. Towards the left circle. Dancing his way deep. Gives back to Poliani. To the middle of the ice. Brubaker above the dot. Feeds to Brown. Right circle, wrist shot. Bar and down. A power play goal by Matt Brown. And it comes 1 second after the Hamiluk minor expired. So that'll just be the 5-on-4 goal. We'll go back to 5-on-5.
Nope. I mean, it is what it is when it comes to that. Good shot, barn down as you mentioned, but no other penalty. Are they going to take a look at this, see about if it went in?
Pretty sure it did.
I don't know if it's something you could look at about time on the other penalty.
They are checking something on the tablet.
They have it as Seller as the goal.
Oh, really? Must have got a tip.
That could be another rink. I don't think it was anything high on the tip.
Assuming this goal stands, by the way, that will now turn Cranley into the goaltender of record.
I think he's hoping that they wave it off.
Because it is the goaltender who was in on the winning goal. Kuharski gave up 4 before getting pulled. So if it is 4 for Reading, then the guy who gave up 5 gets the L, and that would be Cranley.
And it is a good goal.
So Seller, a tip somewhere from Brown and Brubaker. I don't like this Brubaker number change. I want to write the other way so bad. Or that in Fort Wayne. So now 7-4 Nailers with 2:30 to go in the third. Yes, we're kicking guys out of a center ice face-off. Hello, Sunday.
No, there's 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. You know, the quicker you drop the puck, the quicker you get out of here.
Oh, my goodness. Dumped in by the Royals. Tendek to the far side corner. Drake. Adamo up the wall for Buns in the near side circle. That's got to be the almost impossible one. Out of all the face-offs to get kicked out of, center ice dot.
That's unbelievable.
Buns' flip went out of play. The draw will be back in the Wheeling zone with 2:14 to go. And a 7-4 Wheeling advantage. Frasca still stands as a game-winning goal with his hat trick.
It only took him 3 tries.
McCarty belts one wide off the back glass. Drake throws a shoulder into Johnson. Puck open in the front of the goal. Svakovsky took a swing. McCarty went down to his knees. Drake reaches out one hand to the head. DeRousseau for Svakovsky riding in. DeRousseau left circle looking middle. Goes banking off the side glass. Adamo trudging his way deep. Look to center for DeRousseau. Far side circle. Puck bounced. DeRousseau got it back off of Nardi. Adamo in the far side corner. Bodying his way through near side, tries to swivel it out. Picked off by McCarty, off the near side boards and down as Buns protects against the Reading forward. And former Kalamazoo wing. Adamo, far side for DeRousseau. $1:20 to go in the game. Nailers up 7-4. Looking to go to 4-1 on the season and drop the Royals to 1-5-2, which would include an 0-5-1 mark away from Santander Arena. Frasca hurries it ahead, flips in deep. Brubaker looks over his shoulder. Frasca makes the steal, tried to give it back, but snagging is Brown. Comes over center, feeds near side. Poliani on the backhand, off back glass. Brubaker up top, a feed over near side. It's Svakovsky with the pick, trying to zing it up for Frasca. Bodies it down, shoulder to the near side wall by Wilson. Hammerlook, oh, he had ladder route going towards the goal. Picked off, now Brown, he has all sorts of speed, goes in backhand, and he missed the net wide. Oh man, this thing's not quite to the finish line yet. Almost there, though. 21 to go. Oh, the Royals didn't want it. Hammerlook says, I do. Wrist shot. Blocker save made by Cranley. Ladder route to Beliveau. One-timer block. Comes down to Nickel. Right side. He goes deep. Puts it behind the net. Hammerlook for Frasca on the doorstep. No sail there. Poliani rushing back in the other direction. Nickel gets back defensively to knock him off the puck and knock the Nailers to the win.
Good win here.
Oh, and we have a scuffle on the far side that results in players being down on the ice. It wasn't Poliani and Nickel. Oh, it's Dylan Peters. Oh, Chizowski. Oh, I think he's chopping at a tree, and the Nailers are going to hound after him. Now Peters trying to get away from the linesman. Johnson lands on a Nailer. They're going to put Peters in the box just to get him out of the way. Hammerlook's in there. Now Poliani's trying to get at a Nailer. It's Hammerlook.
I'm sorry, but you just got pumped.
Yep.
Get off the ice.
That's what frustration looks like when you got one win in 8 games to start the year. Ouch, boys. Now clean up the gear. Try and get some players escorted off. And then the Nailers will get a chance to celebrate their 7-4 win in front of the home fans. Chen just brushed the puck down the tunnel.
He's a real tough guy.
Here we go. And a 4-1 start in the first 3 weeks of the season for the Nailers as they sweep the weekend set with the Royals with a close game win on Saturday and an even better one as they put some more goals on the board here today. Isaac, man, this team can score.
Yes, they can, and they get it done in multiple different ways, too. We got a shorty here today, which is really nice, but power play is coming along. I mean, you went 1 of 4 on the power play. That's a good check. Got a 6-on-5 goal to go with it as well. But this team has the ability to come down, pick corners, but also go hard to the net.
We'll get a chance to keep it here. New this year, the 3 stars of the game. The item that's getting tossed out is a puck, and each player who gets a star autographs it. So you get to get an autographed puck this year from one of the 3 stars. That's pretty cool.
That's awesome. I think that's a really cool touch.
Yes. So I'm sure the players are getting their gloves off and putting their signatures on those as we'll get ready to announce those 3 stars. And we'll get a chance to talk to our number 1 star, who I cannot wait because I did tell him before the game what was going on. So we'll see if he gives any love to that or if we just take it in stride. But a really great weekend here in downtown Wheeling. And some frustration, big time, setting in on the other side of the ice.
I wonder if they are going to do the stars right now because the Sunday skates are out there.
Oh, I think they will. Here we go. Hey, maybe they can give him a high-five line on the ice. That'd be cool. Number 3 star of the game is Timo Nickel. Got to give some love to a player when he scores his first career goal, and Timo Nickel does just that here this afternoon. Got the party started, a $1.37 in.
Had the goal, and also great job with the physical game as well.
Number 2 star with a goal and 2 assists, completing a very nice weekend for him, Dylan Hamiluk. +4 for the Hammer today, too.
Yeah, team best +4.
And 3 goals and an assist for our number 1 star today. His first career hat trick, Jordan Frasca. Number 1 star of the game, a natural hat trick as well, as he scored them 3 in a row in a span of 10 minutes and 16 seconds from the midway mark of the first period into the opening minute of the second. And we'll get a chance to talk to Jordan Frasca in just a moment here as he'll put the headset on downstairs, and we'll get a chance to wait for the intro and get a chance to talk to one of today's big performers in this 7-4 victory here at Westbanco Arena. As the Nailers get out to the 4-1 start to the campaign. And I know Jordan's also going to be participating in the post-game skate today, so he'll get a chance to get a lot of congratulations and high fives down on ice level here this afternoon. And here he is, today's number 1 star with the hat trick, the first of his pro career, Jordan Frasca. Jordan, congratulations. What a performance by you today. How did it feel? What was going right down there for you?
Thank you, Deej. And honestly, it was just a good team game. So we played well as a team, and when we play well as a team and do the little details right, good things happen.
I really enjoyed the play on your short-handed goal. You make the defensive play in your own end, and then the sky's open for you. What were you seeing that led you to make that play defensively, and then how big did your eyes get when you saw that there was nobody in front of you?
I was just present in that moment. I saw that his eyes were looking towards making that pass across the seam, and I thought I could just jump it. And once I got the breakaway, I just tried to think of a move, saw what was open, and shoot for it.
And then on the hat trick goal in the third period, what was going through your mind as you saw the puck go in? And when was the last time you had a hat trick, for that matter?
Last time I had a hat trick was my last year in junior. I actually had back-to-back hat tricks. And then what was going through my head was just like I was present and I knew that like good things were happening this game, so why not get it back on net? And I saw an open lane too. They gave me the C.
Is that your first natural hat trick? 3 in a row? No, plenty of those?
But first, where it was power play, shorthanded, and then 5-on-5.
Yeah, that was impressive to see, too. A lot of fun scoring it in 3 different ways. What was it like to play through this game today, go through the ebbs and flows? You guys probably very comfortable at 6-1. They keep you on your toes at 6-3. Still making sure you're doing the right things as the game progressed, though.
It's always fun putting on the skates and getting to play Deej, you know that. So I was just grateful to get out there and play, and we knew we had them on the back of the 3-3, so we wanted to press early, and they were going to get spurts, so let them get spurts, but we contained them.
How fun is it to be 4-1 right now?
It's a good feeling.
Very good, Frask. Congratulations. Awesome job today. First pro hat trick. Way to go at a big 7-4 Nailers win. You too, buddy. Jordan Frasca, the number 1 star with the hat trick and an assist. 4 points in this 7-4 Nailers victory here this afternoon. Isaac and I will recap the whole thing coming up on Nailers Overtime Live. Our post-game show will give you the stats and scoring summary. We'll look out of town. We'll remind you who those 3 stars were. We'll look ahead to Idaho for next weekend and a whole lot more on the Nailers Broadcast Network presented by Main Street Bank.